Don't you think that if student loan forgiveness was going to happen, President Joe Biden would have at least mentioned it as a line item in his budget? Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Alvy Macias, and in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you the 5 reasons why I personally believe that $10,000 in student loan forgiveness will not happen anytime soon. Okay, let's just jump right into these reasons. Reason number 1, it's sort of the most obvious, but one that I think we really need to dive into. This has not yet happened. Now, keep in mind, the pandemic has been going on for over 14 months. Student loan forgiveness has been a conversation that's been going on for way longer than 14 months. We've already gone through 2 presidents, and yet no student loan forgiveness has happened yet. To me, that would indicate that pretty much it can't happen by the executive branch of the US government. In layman's terms, the president can't just sign a piece of paper and make student loan forgiveness happen. It has to go through Congress, and because it hasn't happened yet, that pretty much indicates that the president does not have the ability to do this, and we've seen this already with President Joe Biden kicking the can back to Congress, saying that Congress is the one that needs to create student loan forgiveness for federally insured borrowers. Okay, reason number 2 that student loan forgiveness won't happen is because the forbearance on student loan interest has happened multiple times now. I think in total, student loan forbearance on interest has happened 5 times since the pandemic has happened. And not once, well, actually one time, student loan forgiveness happened, but that was for US veterans and folks who became disabled who could no longer pay their student loans. So if you look at the track record, student loan forbearance has happened 5 times and student loan forgiveness has only happened once. I think that's a pretty good indicator as to where the federal government thinks that they can make the most impact. Okay, reason number 3. The Congress in the United States right now has so many other priorities to focus on. Yes, student loan forgiveness is important, and I definitely agree that it would impact a lot of people if $10,000 or $50,000 in student loan forgiveness happened. But put yourself in the shoes of Congress right now. They have an unemployment crisis, they have a housing market that's insanely expensive, and they have a much bigger priority to make sure the economy gets up and moving again before everything opens back up with this June 15th reopening deadline. If we were to put ourselves in Congress's shoes for just a moment and realize that while student loan forgiveness is important and it is impactful, on the list of other priorities that they have right now, unfortunately, student loan forgiveness is sort of low on that list. Makes sense, right? There's other things that they're focused on, and particularly if you are a student loan borrower, you're probably between the age of 18 to 32, and you're a small percentage of the individuals in the United States. Now, it is a big number, yes, but compared to the amount of people that are in the workforce and that are currently collecting unemployment, there's definitely a lot more focus on trying to figure out unemployment and also trying to figure out jobs and get the economy moving again. Not to mention there's also talks of inflation, there's also worries about the government spending, so that's a bigger priority than just giving everyone $10,000 in student loan forgiveness. So question of the day for you, do you personally believe that we are going to see student loan forgiveness in 2021? Let me know in the comment section down below and let's have a conversation about it. And that brings us to reason number 5, which is inflation. This isn't a video about inflation or if it's happening or if it's not. For the purposes of this video, if $1.7 trillion of student loan debt evaporated tomorrow, somebody has to pay for that. And that money has to come from somewhere, and it's primarily going to be coming from the US government. So if they just incorporate or add in an additional $1.7 billion, that's going to add to the deficit, and Republicans, generally speaking, are not a huge fan of spending exorbitant amounts of money because we're already in a huge financial mess with the rest of the economy and having to fund some of these other larger infrastructure plans. So again, I don't think this is going to happen for student loan forgiveness. Hey, if you're liking this video or agree with me or don't agree with me, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you are enjoying this video, and give it a thumbs down if you disagree with me, or if you think that student loan forgiveness is not going to happen in 2021. Reason number 6 why I don't think $10,000 in student loan forgiveness is going to happen, at least not in 2021, is because President Joe Biden himself recently came out with his budget for the next fiscal year, and there was no mention of student loan forgiveness. Don't you think that if student loan forgiveness was going to happen, President Joe Biden would have at least mentioned it as a line item in his budget? Because he didn't, this pretty much indicates to me, and I think a lot of other folks, that student loan forgiveness is not a top priority for President Joe Biden. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that perhaps later on down the road, it could become a standalone bill or some other legislation happens that makes this true. But again, because it wasn't in his budget for 2021, I don't think this is going to be anything that magically pops up out of thin air. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you want to learn more about student loan forgiveness, or how I was able to pay off $17,000 in student loan debt within just 1 year of graduating college, click the video I have right up here, and also check out the pinned comment in the description down below if you're interested in watching that video. I'll see you next week with another video. Bye.